I have put a layer of this thing, clay inside. Now I am heating it to make it bisque. That means firing the clay, so that it will not get damaged by water again. It will be like pottery. This is LPG burner. This is like a mini forge, a mini charcoal forge. The air goes from here using a hand crank, barbecue small mini hand crank. Inside I am heating it up so that it becomes like pottery. See, this kind of hard dirt you have to use. This came out after digging this pond like 1 meter down, 1 or 2 meter. This kind of mud came out. This kind of hard mud you have to break with this tool. This powder you have to take, this dirt you have to take. That everything should be dry, and this kind of cheap plastic sieve is there. This dirt, just shake it and filter that mud. Then it will have a combination of clay and sand. Just put some water. Everything should be dry till now. Then put water. Then you'll get this kind of this thing, wet mud, you can say, very easily, very quickly. In 10 minutes you can make this kind of thing. Need not wait for making clay. Even if you make clay, you have to add something tempering material like sand in that later on. So do this to get the clay quickly. Then just put in the inner lining. It should not be too wet. Just put in the inner lining and let it air dry for like 5 hours maybe. Air dry. Only after that, once it is dried and then some cracks are there, you can try to fill it. Then you can go for this kind of heating, or just put a coal in this and start using it. Once it has dried, then you will get a very good lining which will not break off. I have tried with plaster of Paris and sand combination, which people have usually do. In that it will break off very easily. But this thing I think is very fine. I'm just heating this up so that it becomes like pottery. Inside it was glowing also. This kind of forge is very good. I'll show the working. For hardening knives, for small chisel tip, punches tip and all. You need not have anything big. This and combination of that barbecue hand crank blower, it will work very well. I'll show that later on. So this is a way to get that clay with sand very quickly. You need not go for clay alone. That will take like 1 day. You have to let the clay sediments settle, flush it out with water. You need not have that. Clay with sand is good. I don't know whether you are able to see, but inside it is nice red color now, slight red color. That is the place for making arrowway. So I just put a stick inside from here. That covered the top part of the stick also, using that mud, wet mud, which I told you, the filtered wet mud, not really clay. So this thing is becoming like pottery, and it will last for very long. The outer paint can, which is made of mild steel sheet, will be insulated. Okay. So while using it, you have to clear this using a poking tool so that air comes in. I think this will work better than the plaster of Paris and sand 50-50% combination. More you heat it, the better it will become. Whereas in the other one, the heating will degrade the plaster of Paris and it will fall off. Here the more you use it, this clay will be becoming more sintered, I think. What do you call firing clay? It will become a bisque. It will not. There may be cracks, but it will not fall off. Plaster of Paris thing, I found that after 3-4 use, it starts to chip off. This is very solid. This kind of mini force, I'll show the working. It's quite good. You can even use it at night time. When you're firing it, make sure that the flames are not hitting this. When you're firing this, make sure the flames are not hitting this directly, otherwise it may melt the thin sheet or corrode it. Secondly, till this thing is fully fired, don't clean it. After use, don't clean it with water. Simply blow air, dust it out. See, it is very hot now. The color has become like pottery or brick. It will last for millions of years. It will not degrade if used correctly. Yeah, the air pathway is there, you can see. mini forge setup. Burns better with cleaner and better using coconut shell charcoal.